close the windshield to put the air out.
Right. Close that for a little bit anyways.
Oh, that's the air? That's
the air. That's all you got.
Oh, man. First one was a bust. We didn't spend a whole lot of time there. I'll give you a quick rundown of it, but now we're going to the next one. It's a big chunk of ground. They're selling pieces off. A lot of it has been logged. I think it's owned by a logging company. Some of it hasn't been logged yet. The mineral rights are sold on it. There's a local mining company. So definitely not end of the world, especially for hunt land, or even if you wanted to build something. But just so you know, they could be mining in caves underneath the ground out here. Some people won't buy land without the mineral rights, but there's all kinds of different contracts. So ones we had in southern Illinois, if they did like say liquid natural gas, you would get a cut of that. So if they ever did come in and exercise them mineral rights, you would get a cut of that. Mining underneath, I don't know, you might not get anything, but it's just FYI, so we'll go take a look. But for hunting land, it's also a thing that helps you get a better price. I mean, you know, I'm looking at land that's, you know, half per acre of what we paid for our Rolla farm. So that's why we drove an hour and a half to see what's out here. Alright, here's the highway access for the big logging chunk. It's right on blacktop, so that's cool. See some pines, some towering oaks to our left. All right, good enough. Ooh, I better be careful here. It could be washed out to my left, so I'll pull over on this side. It's uphill this way. Okay, I had to park off of this road. Look at this stub I almost nailed with my truck. Oh, that could have been a blown tire. Oh yeah, look at that. Whew, that's a stub right there. Let's hope I didn't hit one. Uber ride.
Uber ride. Get out of the grass here. There you go.
It's all good. Oh. All right, so tell me what we got on this one.
So we've got a bunch of different tracks over here. Look at this thing load here.
All right, before we get going today, a quick shout out to Lucas. He's the agent we're working with now. He's with Living the Dream Properties down here. Well, they're in 4 different states, but the headquarters is here in southern Missouri. I definitely recommend Lucas. I'll put his phone number and email in the description if you're looking for land down here, whether they have it listed or somebody else, it doesn't matter. And also the owner, Daryl, we worked with him on purchasing our property here in southern Missouri. I mean, they're prompt, professional, they have a lot of listings, a lot of experience, return phone calls, return text messages in a timely manner. So shout out to Lucas. Let's join him in the field and see if we can learn something today.
Bugs out here. Okay, so we're gonna drive down this road. We're gonna end up at this 60, 65, and this 92 acre tract right here. This is probably a good block to have all together. If you decide you like that one, you're like, man, maybe I like to get a couple more of these chunks. We can drive up the road to see those too. So, but we're gonna come down this road and into these.
All All right, so this next property, we're going to look at quite a few of these here. This is a mining company ground, and they're only selling off some of these chunks. So if you look up here in the top left corner, this is where we're coming in at, and we're just offloading right here. So you're going to see we're going to go through this beautiful field, but I'm going to try and mark along the way where we're at. But this is the access road that we're taking, which if you bought one of these parcels or more than one, this is what your access would be, because there's no legal access over here to the other closest road. So this would be a shared road, a shared driveway to get you to any one of these parcels if you're interested. Now this next one we're going to look at in the same video today, since we're close, that's a lot shorter access road, but we'll get to that after we check these out. So let's take a look at these, enjoy some beautiful scenery, fresh air, and a little good time with Lucas here, and maybe we can learn something. Okay. So right now, this ain't part of the ones we're looking at?
No, so this is going to be the access road to get up to these parcels back here.
So it's going to be an easement?
Yeah. Joe Run Mines owns all this ground that we're driving through.
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah, I think everything until we get to these properties.
Close the windshield to put the air out, right?
Close that for a little bit anyways.
Oh, that's the air? That's
the air, that's all you got.
Oh, man. My regulars always busted my balls because I like my AC in the Polaris.
I like those Polarises. Daryl's got a Can-Am. They're just so top heavy when you get the doors and the AC and everything on them. Okay. You're driving around in the woods and feel like we're going to fall over. These mules always feel real flat.
Well,
but of course they don't have air conditioning.
Yeah, you get used to that tippy feeling. I mean, they're still pretty stable, but
yeah. I was over at Stallman not that long ago, and there was they had the new CF Moto one with the.
I heard about that.
It's like 28 grand, and I'm like,
yeah,
you're
fully
40
loaded.
grand for a Polaris for the same thing.
Yeah, I heard they came out with that one this year.
I thought it was super nice. Everything's electric. I mean, even the tilt on the windshield's electric. Everything. More things to break, of course, but I thought it was kind of luxurious. Heck, I think I've got 24 in this one, so it's not that much more.
Getting your money's worth. Not a low spot there.
Yeah, I had a dozer crew come out here and work on these roads a few months back. Of course, it was in the middle of all that rain we were having this year, but yeah, it's a lot better now than it was back then. into all this right here. So we've got basically this chunk here. So this first one we're going to drive through here. We're going to follow these blue lines here. We're going to drive through the 60, then we're going to see another sign that'll be the start of the 65, and then a third sign will be the start of the 92.
Okay.
And then we'll go up into, well, when we come back.
So the second and third one over, is this going to be their access?
What?
Access road?
This will be this road that we just came in on, coming down through here. This will be the access for everybody.
Okay.
So if you had this whole block, you could try to sell off this like little triangular shape over there on its own, and then maybe, you know, a 60 or whatever's left of that 60 on its own, and then up there and then up there. But everybody, as far as this red shape goes, they're all going to access the same way, coming down through the road that we just did.
Okay.
These other roads that I have marked out here was just us running around and finding out where all of the roads were, to try to figure out how we can get access to them, and this is the road that we came up with for access.
Okay. Right now we're on a ridge top. I can see to the left it continues flat, and we got a nice down gradient over that way. Seeing a whole lot for timber, but
A little better than the last one.
definitely better than the last one.
A little less scrubby than the last one too.
A lot of these are actually pretty straight.
Yeah. Abandon's dried. I think it would be a good investment to hold on to for a little bit, let them grow, and cut them later. So here we are at the. Basically, we're going to be leaving the 60. We're going to be driving through the bottom of the 65. We'll go up that trail when we come back.
Okay.
It'll kind of be right on the line of the 60 and 65 up in there.
Okay. This is what our woods are going to look like in a couple of years. We're logging now.
Yeah.
Of course, we got some usuals that say, oh, you know, it's going to look all ugly as get up.
It's all how you manage it.
After a few years, it starts breaking down. You got new growth in the bottom, and it's ultimately better in the long run.
But you're going to be leaving the property if you go that way.
Okay.
It kind of dips down and leaves, so that's not going to be any part of the property. So I had them put in this road here so we can get up into the 92 here.
So, okay, so that's not going to go to the 92. It's going to go this way?
To get to the 92, you're going in here. So basically from here on out, we're going to be driving through this 92 here.
Okay, I see.
And I had them put in this trail and a little clearing out here, so if somebody wanted to buy the 92 and have a little hunting campsite or whatever, good fun, do it over here.
You guys have Trevor do all your stuff like this?
So Trevor didn't do this one, but it was a buddy of his that he has local down here in this area.
Okay.
His name is Tim.
You guys got any up my way that need this stuff? I love doing this.
Okay.
Nice pines mixed in here.
Yeah. A little bit clearing in here. so we're kind of, I mean, we're not even close to in the middle. We're still down on the south part of this property, but in theory, you could even take this 92 and cut it up into a couple different ways, you know.
Yeah, depending on the access. So that's a big.
You've got a long access road for this one. They're all pretty rotten.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long it takes to get for these things to get the size, but
depends on how you manage it, but it could be 25, 30 years.
Yeah,
you know, if you take care of all the, you know, the crazy underbrush and stuff that we're seeing right here, all of a sudden these trees aren't going to be fighting with the little stuff to get some nutrients, so they'll take off and grow a little faster. But obviously, if you have hundreds of acres, it's kind of hard to just snap your fingers and get rid of all the underbrush, right? Unless you really want to get into a lot of burning and, you know, mulching stuff up and everything.
Yeah, it's a lot of work depending on what your goal is, you know.
Yeah.
And if you want good hunt land, you want the underbrush.
Yeah. At least some of it, you know?
Yeah. So what parcels are these?
So this one is going to be a 13-acre parcel and a 38-acre parcel up here. And so we're right here. We're going to come up this hill.
Okay.
We're going to kind of drive to the middle of it.
And then, so is that road going to end then, or is this going to be a through road here?
So that's, in theory, it'll be a through road to this 40 at some point. I just don't have the easement done for that. But and Doe Run is going to be able to come through here, of course, with because they own all the other ground, so they'll have the easement through there. But you'll have that'll be your access for those two there.
So this is the access road for these two smaller parcels. As I said, it's a lot shorter than the first one, but it is going to be, again, a shared driveway with this mineral company, this mining company. They come in and do maintenance, whatever they need to do. But also it's going to be shared if parcels get sold beyond this one. Look at them pines. I love wild pines like that, loblollies or jack pines. So anyways, this is the entrance to this property, but keep in mind, again, these kind of properties are like a quarter of the cost of what you're going to pay otherwise in the same area. So it's kind of give and take. If it means your first property ever that you might be able to own versus never having a piece of property, that's really, you got to take that into consideration. Looks like a plum almost.
It probably is a little plum, like a wild plum.
Cool.
I don't know what else that would be. Definitely younger than what we were just at.
What's the topography? Is there any other ridge tops on either of the parcels?
So the 38, so like right in front of us, there's a little bit of a flat ground there, and then this is a draw in here, draw, flatter over here, and this 13 just kind of falls off down the hill that way.
Okay.
So this one actually doesn't lay out too bad. It's just pretty thick in there. And I've walked this down to the bottom
that's
and
the
back
bottom,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.